In the world of fighter jets, deals are slow, political, and a contract is a high-stakes negotiation, tangled in bureaucracy and national interest. Dollars are on the line, and every decision echoes for most countries. Buying a new fighter jet is less about picking the best plane and more about navigating a maze of alliances, trade-offs, and political pressure. But Sweden just changed the game. With a single bold move, they've disrupted the status quo and forced everyone to pay attention. Famous for sensible cars and flat-pack furniture, have stunned Canada with a proposal that's anything but all that's as innovative as their design reputation, but with far bigger consequences. Instead of just selling their Gripen jets, Saab is offering Canada a partnership. Build the jets together, create jobs, and boost Canadian engineers and technicians working side by side with their Swedish counterparts, transferring knowledge, building expertise, and creating a new generation of aerospace talent right here. It isn't just about buying planes, it's about national pride, economic growth, and rewriting the rules of defense. Chance for Canada to invest in itself, to strengthen its own industries, and to inspire a new sense of purpose. Decades, the US has set the terms: buy American, play by American rules. The F-35 has been the default choice, backed by political muscle and a global supply chain that's hard to ignore. Saab's pitch: don't just buy our jet, let's build an aerospace ecosystem in Canada, using Canadian workers and companies. This could mean thousands of high-tech jobs, new opportunities for local businesses, and a seat at the table in the global defense industry. Bold move, turning a routine purchase into a national debate. Politicians, industry leaders, and everyday Canadians are all weighing in, asking what kind of country Canada wants. Now faces a choice: stick with the safe, expensive F-35, or take a leap with Sweden's radical, proven but comes with strings attached. The other is a risk, but with the potential for huge rewards. Is familiar but costly. The other is a gamble that could transform Canada's future or become a logistical headache. The decision isn't just about jets. It's about who Canada wants to be in the world and how it wants to shape its own destiny. Stakes are enormous. This decision will define Canada's Air Force for decades and could change how countries buy. It's a rare moment when a single choice could ripple across generations. True David versus Goliath story. Except this time, David is offering Goliath a job, and the dog isn't just fighting back. It's inviting the giant to build something new. The world is watching as Canada stands at this crossroads. Competitors and industry insiders are all waiting to see which path Canada will choose. Will it follow tradition or seize a chance to lead? Will it play it safe or take a bold step into the unknown? Could reshape not just Canada, but the entire defense industry. A new model for international cooperation could emerge, changing how countries think about security and sovereignty. And that's why everyone's paying attention. Chapter in Canada's story, and perhaps the world's, could be written right now. What's in Saab's offer that has Ottawa buzzing? It's not Saab just offering 72 Gripen EF fighters, modern, efficient, and built for harsh climates like Canada's. They're also including 6 Global Eye surveillance planes, built on Canadian bombardier jets, and upgraded with Swedish headline, 12,600 high-tech Canadian jobs, guaranteed. Promises to build the jets in Canada, with Canadian workers and companies. This means control over production, software, and supply chains. True sovereignty. Waiting for US approval for parts or updates. Typical deals with vague promises. This is a legally binding, all-in package. Jobs, tech, and economic stimulus. First of its kind offer, forcing Canada to ask, do we want just planes, or a future for our industry? Could redefine what a fighter jet deal means. To understand why Saab's offer is such a big deal, you have to look at Canada's original plan: to buy the American-made F-35A Lightning II, a jet that's been at the center of Canadian defense debates for years. F-35 is cutting-edge, stealthy, and packed with the latest technology. That innovation comes at a staggering price, making it one of the most expensive fighter jets ever. Committed to buying 88 of these jets, with the first 16 already paid for and in the pipeline. It was supposed to be a straightforward upgrade for the Royal Canadian Air Force. A new government stepped in and hit pause on the rest of the order. Their main concerns: the ballooning costs, and the fact that Canada would be heavily dependent on the US for parts, upgrades, and F-35's lifetime costs are sky high, not just for the jets themselves, but for maintenance, training, and upgrades. Canadian industry gets only a small share of the manufacturing work, missing out on potential jobs and investment. Canada is just a customer, not a true partner with influence over the program's direction. Cracked the door open for Saab's alternative. The Swedish Gripen fighter proposal directly targets every F-35 weakness. It promises lower costs, more jobs for Canadians, and greater control over the jets and their technology. boosting Canada's sovereignty. What seemed like a done deal for the F-35 is now up for grabs, with headlines and debates erupting across the country. The F-35 is still what the military brass wants, but the political and economic landscape is shifting fast, and public opinion is starting to play a bigger role. Timing couldn't be better, and now, the debate over Canada's next fighter jet is heating up like never before. The future of Canada's Air Force is anything but settled, and the next decision will shape the country's defense for decades. Canada's relationship with the US is complicated, and lately, America-first politics and unpredictable moves from Washington have made Ottawa nervous about relying on the US for defense. F-35 ties Canada's security to US decisions, including software and relations sour, Canada's jets could be grounded. There's a push for strategic diversification, not putting all eggs in the American basket. Offer of Canadian-built jets, with full control, is suddenly very attractive. Political climate has made the Gripen more than just a jet. It's a path to independence. The F-35 versus Gripen debate has split Canada's leaders. The military wants the F-35's stealth and tech edge, arguing it's essential for future wars. They cite evaluations showing the F-35 far outperforms the Gripen in combat scenarios. Politicians and industry leaders see the Gripen as a massive economic opportunity. Jobs, tech, and Canada's real needs are patrolling its vast territory and supporting allies, not high-end stealth missions. Lower costs and flexibility could be a better fit for everyday operations. The question: buy the ultimate weapon for a war you may never fight, or invest in jobs and sovereignty for the missions you do. No easy answer, and the stakes are once huge. A technical debate, confined to boardrooms and expert panels, has now become a national conversation, echoing across living rooms and newsrooms from coast to coast. Bold offer to Canada, combined with rising tensions with the US, has captured the public's imagination. Polls reveal a striking shift. 43% of Canadians now want to ditch the F-35 and go all in on the Swedish-made. 29% are calling for a mixed fleet, meaning a remarkable 72% of Canadians want the Gripen to play a role in the country's future. Support is especially strong among voters of the ruling party, turning this decision into a political hot potato that no one wants to drop. Promise of jobs and a boost to Canadian industry is winning hearts and minds over the allure of stealth technology. Opinion, once a background factor, is now a powerful force, pressuring the government to listen. Gripen has become more than just a fighter jet. It's a symbol of Canadian independence, economic responsibility, and a new direction for the nation's defense. F-35, on the other hand, it's seen as an expensive American import, less in tune with Canadian values and priorities. Now faces a pivotal choice, balancing military advice with the unmistakable will of its. The decision is no longer just about jets. It's about Canada's identity, its future, and its place in the world. The idea of a mixed fleet, keeping some F-35s and buying Gripens, sounds like a compromise. But for the military, it's a logistical nightmare. Two different jets mean two supply chains, two sets of tools, and double the Air Force is small. Running parallel fleets would stretch resources thin and drive up costs. It's not just about buying planes, it's about maintaining them for decades. Leaders warn a mixed fleet could make Canada's Air Force less effective, not more. What looks good on paper could be chaos in practice. One more piece. NORAD, the joint US-Canada defense. NORAD to work, both countries' jets must share data seamlessly. F-35 is built for this network. US officials warn that ditching it could leave Canada out and insists the Gripen is fully NATO compliant and can integrate without linger. Is this a real technical risk, or US pressure to keep its biggest customer? It's a high-stakes gamble. Choose sovereignty, but risk interoperability. The wrong choice could isolate Canada in its own backyard. The right one could set a new standard for allied cooperation. Canada's decision is bigger than jets. It could shake the global defense industry. For decades, the US model has dominated buy American, accept dependence. Offer is a direct challenge, partnership, jobs, and sovereignty. If Canada says yes, it signals to other countries that they can demand more than just hardware. This could force all manufacturers to offer deeper industrial partnerships. Take it or leave it. Canada's choice will shape its identity for a generation. US partner or independent innovator. The world is what the Gripen offer has changed the rules. This is more than a jet deal. It's a test case for a new world order in defense.